Hello and welcome to a series comparison breakdown from Longhorn Tactical. Today we are going to be going over the 1-inch tube diameter, straight tube design, rechargeable, tactically oriented, 21700 utilizing flashlights from
Nitecore, Olight, Fenix.
Cool. So which one do you want to start with? We're doing this off the cuff.
So we're going to start with the Nitecore P10i.
Nitecore P10i. Cool. Let's do brief stat breakdown. The P10i, of course, has a 1-inch tube diameter. It is 5.79 inches in length. It's slightly thicker at the roll stop area and the tail cap, but still fits comfortably inside of a pocket without it, adding too much pressure. It has an 1800 lumen max, a 317 yard beam throw, 21,000 candela, and Jordan's going to walk you guys through the operation.
Yeah, so for operation, it has two buttons. Both of them are located on the tail cap. Mm-hmm. It has a power button, which is the raise button here. Then it has a mode button, which is set into the tail cap, and you can use that to cycle through. So it steps down in brightness, cycles downward. Mm-hmm. So you start off with high, then medium, then low.
Yep.
And then it also has strobe, which you can get when the flashlight's on and you hold down the mode button, or when the flashlight's off and you hold down the mode button.
Yep. So it's got that nice instant strobe pedal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very tactical of this flashlight.
Yep. Cool. And then let's go over to which one do you want to do next? Olight or
We'll Fenix? Do Olight.
Olight.
Bring him in.
The Olight M2R Warrior Pro. So yeah, that I just almost flubbed my words there. That always bothered me because you know how they have the conical one is also called just the Warrior?
Yeah.
But then this one's the M2R Warrior. So yeah, I don't know why they just stick Warrior into everything. And then they have the Warrior, what is it now? Turbo? And then the Warrior, there's Warriors.
Yeah.
They got a lot of Warriors.
There's a lot of Warriors.
This is the M2R Warrior Pro. Let's see, this one also, much like the P10i, 1800 max brightness. Mm-hmm. 328 yards of beam throw, so slightly longer, about 10 yards more, and 22,000 candela. Yeah, slim profile, also slightly thicker where the roll stop is. And then Jordan's going to walk you guys through the operation.
For operation, the M2R Pro Warrior, or Warrior Pro, has two buttons, one on the tail cap right there, and then one on the side. Both of them can turn the flashlight on and off with a single press. With the tail cap or the tail switch, you can only access two different brightness modes. So if you partially compress it, then you get medium, and if you fully compress it, then you get turbo.
Yeah, which is 1800.
Which is 1800 lumen. Mm-hmm. And it has 6 different brightness modes, so to access the other 6, you can turn it on fully from either the tail or the side switch, and then you hold down the side switch. So right here you have low.
No, I think you can just tap it too, right?
It's tapping it turns it on and off.
Oh, okay.
So you hold it down, and it'll cycle through.
Oh yeah, it steps up. Mm-hmm.
So you can see there. But with this one, when you're cycling through, it doesn't give you turbo unless you double tap it.
Yeah. And then if I remember correctly, turn it off real quick. If you keep holding the side switch, it switches to the moonlight mode, which is just the 1 lumen. There we go.
Yeah. Oh man, you can barely see that.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of lighting.
Yeah.
But yeah, the moonlight mode, a lot of people like it because it's only 1 lumen, so it's super low. And then they kind of use it in the same vein that people use candles, sort of like mood lighting. That way, you just turn it on and just kind of leave it off to the side, maybe up against a wall, so you just get that nice little bit of, mood lighting.
That's true. Mm-hmm. It's pretty good.
But for a tactical light, it does seem a bit unnecessary.
Yeah.
But I guess they were marketing more towards sort of like a general all-around.
That makes a lot of sense.
EDC light you can do everything with. Mm-hmm.
That's true. Also, to get tactical mode, to get strobe, you just triple click the side switch here. Mm-hmm. So 1, 2, 3, and then bam. Mm-hmm. You got your beloved strobe ready to disorient someone.
Yep. And then finally, last but not least, we have the Fenix PD36R. The Fenix PD36R has a max brightness of 1600 lumen, and it has 309 yards of beam throw. So it's slightly below 10 yards, of the Nitecore. So Nitecore is 317, Fenix is 309, The M2R is 328. So, 10 yards each. But they're all around the same ballpark.
Yeah.
This one has also 19,977. So 19,977 candela. So they're all roughly around that 20,000 mark as well. They're fairly similar. Jordan's going to walk you guys through the operation.
So for the operation, much similar to the other two, it has 2 buttons, 2 switches. More so like the M2R Pro Warrior, it has one on the tail cap and one on the side here. And so as you can see, the one on the tail cap is lifted, but not higher than these 2 ridges on the side, which you put your lanyard through. And
it's more so for preventing accidental activation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So in order to turn on the flashlight, you can use a tail switch and full compression, and it turns on the light. Then to cycle through the 5 different brightness modes,
yes,
you can just tap the side switch, and it'll cycle through each brightness mode. Or whenever the flashlight's off, the side switch does nothing actually.
Yeah, it's on and then hold for strobe.
Oh, okay. So it's on, and then you hold the side switch for strobe, and the strobe changes, as you can see. And so that's the
Fenix PD36R. And this one's probably the oldest one out of all the 3. And fortunately, we have coming soon the PD36 Tact, which is like their latest version. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
So finally, let's go over some stylistic choices of the 3. First and foremost, all of these come with 5,000 milliamp 21700 batteries.
Yeah.
The P10i and the Fenix PD36R have, can you show on the P10i? The USB-C port on the side near the lens of the flashlight.
Yeah.
It's very convenient, USB-C recharging, so fast recharging if you have a compatible wall box. Now the M2R Pro, on the other hand, with the metal tail switch, has the proprietary Olight magnetic MCC charging cable. So yeah, it's kind of a 50-50 for me. Like, I don't like proprietary technology because, if that thing gets broken, like my dog chews through it, then I have to get that. Another one. Can't just, whereas I have loads of USB-C lying around, but it is so satisfying.
It's very simple. So very just Yeah, I'm a big fan of the M2R Pro Warrior, just because it kind of has that tactical flashlight look. Not to say that these don't. Well, maybe the Fenix one, in my opinion, doesn't really have it. The Nitecore P10i has a very professional look, in my opinion. This one, I really like these ribbed tube right here. It's great for grip, and then also the bezel. What is that?
It's like
crenulated bezel. I think that it's a great look. Also, I think
it's very pronounced. It looks mean.
It does look mean.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of a shark. Sharks are just fierce. And so I'm a big fan of the look of this. One thing I could do without is probably the blue on the bezel and the blue around the button.
It is very nice, but I wish it didn't pop so much.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like if they did it the same color as the tail cap, or not tail cap, the tail switch.
Yeah.
That'd be nice, something silver. And like you said, that's what I like the most about the Nitecore, is that they just kind of stayed with one color.
Exactly.
All black, very simple. It does look kind of busy to me out of all of them, like a Terminator, where there's just like so many, like lines and parts. Whereas, the thing that's great about the PD36R, like you said, it's very minimalist. It's very sleek and simple out of all of them. The bezel, there are some ridges. However, it's not as pronounced as like the M2R. Definitely not as much as this. Whereas the Nitecore's is slightly more pronounced than the PD36R.
One thing that is pretty cool about the pod clip that also the Olight comes with, they are double-sided. So if that is like really a problem, having the flashlight like facing down and you like want to orient it the other way but you can't really, there's also the option to clip it on the other way. It's not, I would say, as great as having the option to just flip the clip onto the other side of the flashlight, but it is still an option. The Olight one has that. Sadly, the Nitecore one does not have that. It's just a one-way clip, which is fine because it has 3 different slots and you can just flip the clip around. So with that, I guess one feature on the Fenix PD36R, there's still that option to orient your flashlight the other way.
And that reminds me, these two come with like that sort of thick nylon holster, whereas this one comes with the NTH10, which is like a polycarbonate holster. It's very smooth, so there's not a lot of like, you know, sharp edges for things to get caught on. I'll show it in an insert off to the side. But yeah, it's also very useful. That thing's also MOLLE compatible, and it just like fits this like a glove. So it's great to have. It's, you know, slightly sturdier than the nylon ones.
So yeah, those are the 3 flashlights that we have today. Like I said, the P10i and the M2R Pro Warrior, both 1800 lumen. The Fenix one is 1600 lumen. They have about the same throw with about 10 yards difference between them. This one, the Nitecore one, has both buttons on the tail switch. The other 2 has tail switch and side switch. So when it comes to, you know, the specs in terms of brightness and throw, they're pretty similar. And so deciding which one is just based on the features, whether do you want 6 different brightness modes, 5 different brightness modes, or 3 different brightness modes, kind of which one fits like your everyday use or your tactical use, which ones do you use the most? Do you prefer having both buttons on the tail switch, or do you like having to also have a button on the side? And so it's really just up to those other features that sets these apart in terms of choice.
Yeah, so for me, this would be just my straight, you know, I only need boom, you know, high. And then the quick turbo with the tail switch is just so efficient with the 3 modes. Whereas like these 2 are more so just, they also like stylistically are more appealing with like the secondary colors. They pop a lot more. They're also like slightly smaller than the P10i. So probably, you know, a little bit easier to like have in a pocket or something like that. And of course they offer the more modes. So, you know, if you have a lot more uses for your flashlight, if you see yourself using it a lot for like low light, little things like that, then it would be, that would be my go-to choice.
My go-to choice is most definitely the Olight one. I'm a sucker for the magnetic.
That is so used you really don't think about it, but it's so useful.
I have a flashlight, an Olight flashlight, that has a magnetic tail cap. I use it around. I have O bulb. I also have a Warrior Mini, and I just kind of use it around the house everywhere whenever I need extra light. And I think this one is very similar. You can just put it onto something and leave it there, hands-free. With these, you kind of have to hold them. So highly on this one.
Cool. So that concludes the series of 21700 utilizing USB rechargeable, tactically oriented, straight tube design, flashlight, triple breakdown from Nitecore, Fenix, and Olight, the Nitecore P10i, Fenix PD36R, the Olight M2R Warrior Pro from Longhorn Tactical. If you have enjoyed this video or think I'm a big dumb fart, please leave a comment or suggestion below. If you would like to stay up to date on news from your favorite brands, Nitecore, Fenix, Olight, and more, as well as sales announcements and all sort of new release information, please consider subscribing to the Longhorn Tactical YouTube channel. And thank you.